Hello everyone, welcome back to Clay Soldiers Conquest. So, I went ahead and skipped a bit of time in the time of the game to kind of accelerate things a little bit, make it so that not every video is going to be super boring. Totally didn't have anything to do with the audio quality being complete crap last time I recorded. Believe that if you want. I don't know where you would get that idea from. Anyway, we didn't skip too much time. And only a couple minorly major things happened, such as that. Yeah, that's a new town. The Greys have expanded and built outwards, and now they have a new town. And the reason that they have this is because I'm changing the resource gathering a little bit. I think it'd make more sense to have the resources collected at the beginning of the week instead of the end of the week. So, kind of more logical. And as a result, they were able to have enough resources to expand and build a new colony. And they took with them all the civilians, because it takes civilians to go and settle a new land. Now, as a result, they are a little bit short-handed over here in terms of scavengers. In fact, they couldn't scavenge anything because they didn't have any scavengers available. So, Asmar, their new city, is the only place actually scavenged for them. Also, at the end of a week, they can reallocate where people are working. So, they have 2 alchemists now, and the alchemists have been working on making some bread. Some bread. There we go. And add that to their typical income. Let's see, what is their typical income now? 5 stone, 10 wood. That doesn't seem right. No, that's not right at all. They're supposed to be getting 8 stone and 2 cobble and 10 wood. This is not the right book. This probably belonged to a different civilization and somehow ended up here. Let's adjust that. 8 stone, 2 cobble, 10 wood, and that's it for the income, if I remember right. Yeah, because I took all the workers off of the clay pit. Done. So let's get the wood and the stone. 10 and 8 and 2 cobble. Let's see now. I believe we're at capacity for storage on most things. But we're going to take some of this clay, and they're going to be getting some new clay soldiers. It takes 1 bread and 1 clay to make a clay soldier. Of the civilian class. And I don't think it's an alchemist thing. No. I think that we're just going to go ahead and say they by default just get the soldiers if they expend the bread and clay to do so. So, let's get ourselves 2 gray soldiers and 2 pieces of wheat to turn them into civilians. And the only way to guarantee that no one takes their wheat from them is to do this. Oop. And now they are civilians. which I will have to adjust with this book. I should really have Bibliocraft installed. That way I can just have a checklist. Because deleting everything each time kind of sucks. 17 workers. Total is now 23 out of 25. Very good. Now, they have to send supplies over to their new village in order for their village to develop and become self-sustaining. The village needs enough supplies in order to make a lumber mill and a quarry, and a warehouse would be nice. Now, I'm making a rule of thumb for transporting things. You can only transport X amount of supplies based on the storage capacity of the recipient town. If they only have a town hall, they can only get 10 resources shipped to them. Yeah. Now, maybe I'll just make the warehouses determine the amount of shipping instead of the amount of storage, because trying to figure out the amount of storage is kind of a pain in the butt. So yeah, that'll be it. Warehouses manage shipping. And if they don't have a warehouse, they can only ship up to 10. God damn my scroll wheel. So a level 1 warehouse would upgrade that to 15. So, in order for them to start becoming independent, they need a lumber mill would be nice to have first of all. And a level 1 lumber mill is going to require 5 wood. So they'll be able to get the lumber mill pretty easily. As for a quarry, the quarry takes also 5 wood. So if they ship 10 wood over there, they'll be able to build both a level 1 lumber mill and a level 1 quarry. But they can only build one thing each week, so most likely they'll get the lumber mill going first, because wood is the most important resource. So let's just hide that thing. Take 10 wood out of here. You know, I should have just took those civilians and shipped them over there, because they do need them. So let's break these civilians. Break you, and you're a guard, and break you. There we go. So now, ship them and the 2 civilians over here. And here is Osmar, the first expansion to the Grey Barbarian land. Now let's take 5 wood, put it in here. I'll worry about keeping track of the civilian amount later. And they don't really have much to worry about. Just a couple guys and... There we go. So, get rid of that. Let's get the lumber mill built. And they shall build it right there. Seems like a good enough spot to me. Printer on, and away we go. Huzzah! So they got 6 people here. Or no, wait, only 5 people. One of them's a guard. So all of them will start working on the lumber mill so they can start getting things made. Need an item frame. There, it's right in here. Where's the item frame? There it is. Income is 5 wood. Worker amount is 4 out of 4. We're done with that. Put that there, and we are set. And now they only have one person to do the scavenging, and I have to get out my dice to see what they collect. Alright. So they will be collecting. Let's see, that is some leather, and they collect 2 of it. Good job, you single scavenger. You managed to get 2 pieces of leather. It's honestly not the best thing for you to be getting, because you don't need it. Seriously, stop collecting it. And let's not forget, over at the main capital area, they got 4 people, so still only rolling a d4 for the amount they collect. And they managed to collect 4 pieces of wood. Huzzah, you did it, you got wood. Alright, so that is the Grey Barbarians week, all taken care of. Let's move on to the Purple Magi. And here we are at the Purple Magi capital. I've already gathered the resources that they're collecting at the beginning of their week, including the bread that they processed at the alchemist. In fact, they're just going to keep on processing that bread, so take 2 of that wheat out and just set it right back into the alchemist. It's just easier for me to do it from here, instead of trying to keep track of it all over there. So, they upgraded their lumber mill, which is good. An upgraded lumber mill is a very good thing. Now, they have... they're just shy from being able to expand to a new town, so I think that they'll just go ahead and upgrade one of their other buildings for the time being. But which building shall they upgrade? That's a good question. And they don't really need to upgrade their storage because they're not trading to anyone or shipping anything anywhere. How about an alchemist? What would a level 2 alchemist require again? I do not remember. I think iron's involved. It seems I forgot to put down what the alchemist costs, but I'm going to say iron's involved in actually upgrading it because, you know, iron cauldrons kind of need it, plus the pistons. So I'm going to have to fix that. I can't believe I forgot to put that down. I was more focused on what the outputs were. I think it'll be like 10 stone and 8 iron for a level 2 alchemist. And of course they don't have any iron, so they're not going to be upgrading that for a long time. Looks like the only thing they could really upgrade would be the quarry, which, you know, not exactly important to upgrade, but they could. But what about a level 3? Actually, I think I'm going to cap the levels for the town at the town hall level. So if they want a level 3, they'll need a level 3 town hall. And a level 3 town hall requires iron. So they're not going to be upgrading that. So quarry, that's what they're going with. There was an itch in my eye. I know level 2 quarry only requires, you know, 10 wood, and they can easily do that. Although if they use the 10 wood, then they won't be able to expand next time around. Tough one. Very tough decision then. Upgrade a quarry now, something that they don't need, or hoard their resources and save for expansion. Let's look at the cost of a level 2 farm before we decide. A level 2 farm requires 10 wood. Yeah. Alright, they're going to hoard their resources. Expanding is much more desirable at this point than anything else. Alright, so they're scavengers. They have 5 of them, so still only a D4. And they have actually brought back some wheat. They brought back 3 wheat. Hooray! More food. Well, potential food. Good job, guys. Free resources is always good to have. So, these guys, not that exciting this time around. Just sitting on resources and collecting. Let's move on to the Frostkin for the final part of this episode and see what they're capable of doing. Alright, so here we are at the Frostkin capital. Not too much is going to be happening with them either, unfortunately. And they have the people able to do a lot of jobs, but they don't really need a whole bunch of resources right now. So they're just going to collect what they got. They don't have anyone working on the mine. They don't have anyone working... Oh, they don't have a farm to work on at all. I don't think they even have any alchemists working right now either. Nope, they do not. Perhaps they should get alchemists working so they could possibly upgrade their town hall. We'll worry about that after the scavenging, though. Scavenging and then worker allocation. Now, they have a lot of stone, but their wood is lacking. Next time they'll be able to either expand or upgrade. Most likely expansion, because it's always good to get a second town fairly early on. These guys are more towards expansion than upgrading. The Purple Magi are more for upgrading than expansion, but even they realize when there's a need to get a colony to help gather resources to upgrade. So they have 11 civilians, which isn't enough to roll a D8 for their collections, but it is enough for a D6. And with a 36, that would be some more stone. And wouldn't you know it, they managed to collect 6 of it. The resource that they're most abundant in, and they managed to collect more of it. Well, good job, guys. Alright, so we're gonna reallocate the workers a bit. 35, that seems to be a little bit short. Yeah, I think a couple guys drowned. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I'll fix it later on. Okay, so we'll take 2 civilians and send them to work in the Alchemist. And the Alchemist will start turning that iron ore into ingots. And let's actually put some chests over here so I have reminders that they're working. There we go. Some reminder pieces of ore, and flip the lever down as an extra reminder. You know, in case I forget, I'd know that when these are down, that means they're processing. Oh, and pop you off and put you there. Alrighty then. So one of these it has the civilian count, not that one. Alright, civilians are down to 9. Workers are up to 16. And the total remains at 25 out of 25. There we go. So, That is it for this episode of Clay Soldiers Conquest. Not much conquering going on yet, but we have had some expansion and some upgrading. Grey Barbarians are really taking the lead so far, and their goal is going to be expanding quite often. Expand, make colony self-sufficient, expand again, make colony self-sufficient, expand again. That's basically their tactics in a nutshell. And if they run out of space to expand because of the 100 block limit between cities, then of course they're going to build up to conquer. So, hope you guys are enjoying the series. Give a like if you want to see more. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And stay tuned for next week when both the Purple Magi and the Frostkin have a chance to expand into new towns. Stay tuned and goodbye.